Alright, howdy there fellow retail Shadow Priests. This is going to be a 2700 to 2800 Soul Shuffle lobby, and we're playing mostly with melee and against melee. I don't know if you can count DPS Evoker as melee, but they kind of are permanently in that ass, and I think that it kind of constitutes like a melee playstyle. I definitely am a little rusty. I don't play like a ton of retail, but I've got a couple shuffle lobbies under my belt recently. Take a look at my talents here just so you can never play them. I was playing Destro SP Mistweaver last night, and I've landed on this build for some reason because I didn't want to break Incap with N'Zoth, so I took that out. Didn't really feel like I needed Shadow Crash. I kept unfurling, and I was playing Mental Decay for big spikes and 1 point in Evangelism. Also was playing short MD cooldown against FMP and Siphene, so definitely don't play either of these talents in Shuffle. You're going to want Mind Trauma and Catharsis. The left tree and Shuffle, you probably want to take Bulwark as well. Maybe like boom, 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 and drop boom, boom, boom. Drop the Mind Games talents. But I was playing with a lock or even UA lock. That is really good. So let's get into the gameplay. Obviously, we have other videos where I talk about #1 priority is get dots on all 3 targets. However, we've noticed that all the Shadow Priest DPS bots like to dismount with Void Torrent, so I'm just going to take the AI's word for it and go for it. Void Torrent is going to generate you Dark Evangelism stacks. It's also going to generate you Mind Trauma stacks if you fully channel it. Now, unfortunately, the DH melts it, and I'm not able to get it off. I like to play kind of back in the beginning because it's going to make them overextend to get to me, and I could always fear them behind the pillar and then free cast a bit. So pretty obvious Evoker's going to kick me here. That's fine. I can just start spiking, but now the DH is on me, so I use a couple globals and purge, get those trash buffs off. Instantly I stun the DH because I see the priest is stunned and I want to do some cross CC. I don't know how this dragon's thing doesn't hit me. This is sick. Usually I can meld it, but that didn't hit me at all. I used PI and I got kicked, so I think generally, like, since PI doesn't last as long in PvP anymore, you don't really want to PI, I feel like, until you're in Void Form, because Void Form is such a massive part of your DPS rotation. So like the #1 mistake I made right here was pressing PI and not going into Void Form, because now I'm in Void Form and I have 2 seconds up to PI. So this is like a really, really bad play by me, and just something I immediately noticed and thought was terrible. But I'm not going to get too down on myself or tell myself that I sucked, because you know, I already know that, and I'm just trying to get better. So here we go. We got dots on all 3 targets. This is where the key rotation comes into play. What I like to say is you kind of just want to press the glowy button, like Void Form or Void Bolt comes off cooldown, press Void Bolt. DP is able to be pressed, press DP. Like, you're just going to rotate. You have those 2 instant casts, and a Void Bolt does have a 4-second cooldown, so you'll have to fit in another global somewhere, whether it's like a Catharsis or cast a Mind Spike. If you get, or sorry, cast a Mind Blast. If you get kicked, cast a Mind Spike. That's generally like a rule of thumb I have. If they have 2 kicks up, never cast Mind Spike Insanity. I like to bait kicks with Mind Games and Mind Blast. So there we go. I tried to cast that Mind Spike Insanity, and he lined. Now I'm just going to switch back to Void Bolting. I see the DH is stunned, and the Evoker's kind of far to kick me, so I just press dots again. Triple dots on everybody. DP, Void Bolt, DP, Mind Spike Insanity. They're too far to kick me. Void Bolt off cooldown. Shadow Word Death and Death range. DP is probably more DPS than Death, though. I think probably want to press that first. Death does generate Insanity, though, so, you know, whatever you think is best. Keeping my dots on everybody here. Kicks me, I'm going to immediately start spamming Spike. DH could have kicked that, would have been sketchy if I couldn't disperse, so I'm kind of glad he stunned me. So I disperse here. My Siphone's off cooldown. I totally forget that I'm playing it. I don't know if I'll even use it again this game. We have a Fear into Silence on the healer. And we win the game. I never even got my Idol of Yogg-Saron proc. I guess I'm at 24 stacks, so I didn't Mind Blast enough. Definitely a warm-up game for your boy, and he was instantly tilted when he logged in and saw that he had Garbo talents, so I'm going to swap off Evangelism and Mental Decay to take points in Shadow Crash. Now, I also would have liked to drop a point in Evangelism and play the N'Zoth talent as well, because N'Zoth is pretty good into this matchup. Don't really have any CCs that we can break either. Here we go, we're playing DH Spriest, not a bad comp in Shuffle. Just keep your dots out, try to time your stuns and your silence with your DH's stuns, so you can generate a lot of pressure. He's going to stun the healer for me, that's fine. I will probably silence the healer and stun the DK. In this situation, when you're triple stacked, probably just want to disperse for your druid. He's going to die. This guy actually just doesn't press Trinket Trank in the opener and dies, so there's really nothing I could have done there. I mean, obviously I could try to position better and disperse, but nothing I can do to save him there. So let's just skip ahead and go to the next one. Try to encourage them, and don't be toxic. That's all you can do. Here we go, DHDK. So a true melee cleave situation. Dismount my bot Void Torrent. It's going to give me the Insanity generation. They both kick, which is awesome. So now there's no kicks. I'll Shadow Crash at my feet. Shadow Crash is really insane because it generates Insanity off the pets for you, and that's going to help you get DPs. No kicks, so I'm able to get into Void form pretty quickly here. I think I must have trinketed early. This is nice. Priest dispels my dots in the DK. I need to get dots back on the DK when I can. Kite them out of the zone. While I'm getting trained, I'm just focusing on those instant casts. Shadow Fiend, Shadow Word Pain, Void Bolt. Get dots back on the DK. Dots on the Priest. And yeah, here we go. Void Bolt. Didn't need to shield. I don't know why I did that. Desperate Prayer. I missed a Void Bolt there. If you saw that, it was off cooldown and I didn't get to press it. Disperse. I use my Disperse to get some distance, and even though there's a couple seconds left, I see that they're swapped off me, so I have a cancel Disperse bind. I bind it to Shackle Undead, which is, I don't even know if we have that spell anymore, but that's just always what I've done. This is such a weird button I'll never press. So I cancel my Disperse. I have some distance. I'm going to use this to cast. Just kidding. He leaps in from across the map. He just has so much mobility. So generally when there's 2 kicks up, you want to cast Mind Blast, and 10 kicks on that are Mind Games, and then you can free cast those Mind Spikes that actually deal a lot more damage. If you don't get kicked on Mind Blast, worst case scenario, you're generating Apparitions and Insanity, so don't really worry about if they don't kick you. You know, that's fine. You're still dealing damage. Shadow Crash at the feet for the pets. In this situation, Guardian on the DK, Blur in the DH, so those two are right now not killable. I'm going to actually get more pressure if I hit the Priest here. I see that I have precog up. I'm going to sling a Void Torrent on the Priest, and although I'm not actually going to kill him, I'm just going to like add a little extra stress to his day. It's like if you're already late for work and then you hit like a red light and you're just like, fuck! I feel like that's what we're doing to this Priest. We're just trying to like slow him down a little bit and ultimately tilt him. He has to run behind the pillar to top himself off because he is like 400 HP. So it enables me to run up to him, get a fear while he is lining and not healing his DPS. So that short amount of time that I did that Void Torrent on him, he had to take the time to kind of reset and stop healing his DPS. So that's not only did I like crowd control him with the fear, but I also crowd controlled him by making him run to the pillar and heal himself. So able to swap over some good pressure to the DK, obviously, because now that Guardian is gone and we get him to about 60k HP. And of course, he's just going to get healed up here. Shadow Crash off cooldown. Generally, this should mean that you pretty much, against a melee team, like, you should always have dots on at least the 2 melee that are on you, because you can always just Shadow Crash at your feet. Make sure to only use Shadow Crash when you don't already have dots up, so that you're not, like, struggling to get dots up when there's kicks up. We got Catharsis rolling, Mind Blasting, like I said, there's kicks up, so keeping dots on the Priest. In this situation, I already have dots in the DH and the DK, so I chose to Shadow Crash the Priest there. DH's dots are going to fall. Need to refresh those when I can. I'm kind of like, people ask me how I track the dots. Like, I have it on my nameplates, obviously, but also I feel like just subconsciously I'm like switching my targets all the way. Like, while I'm casting, I'm like changing my targets all the time and trying to see like what the best target to hit is. Yeah, there we go. PI, Void Form, and DP, really big dam. Able to do decent damage against this team, and we go ahead and get that dub. So now we're playing against DK Evoker. Skip ahead a little bit. I'm saying to kill the Druid because I'm tilted. He died in the ope without using anything. I said he flopped like seal. Get Crypt to my Void Torrent. Whatever. Got my Idol out, I think. Double Fear, just the opener to slow it down a bit. I don't know what I trinketed, but I guarantee you it wasn't good. I disperse the opener, DR stun the Druid, just so everything is lined up right. I mean, stun and silence are so key to you winning. If there's a situation where you have silence but you don't have stun, you don't have that follow-up to win, it kind of feels shitty. So in this situation, I feel like it's actually fine to get this DR stun and kind of micro the Druid a little bit. Ordinarily, I wouldn't recommend DR stunning, but there definitely was a situation in the first game where I wasn't able to sync up my stun and my silence, and it ultimately wasn't good for the boys. So remember, we got Shadow Crash back, but they're all triple dotted. Not really important for me to be using it right now. I did it anyways on the DK and the pets here. Triple dots on everything. My ghosty boys are flying. We're gonna watch my DPS just go up and up here, because once I have Void Form, I can just spam instant cast like I said. Void Bolt, DP, trying to keep dots on the Dargon, faked with the VT. I used that opportunity to dot the Druid as well. I crashed air. This Druid is definitely rotting. I'm really tilted that he died the other game, so I'm kind of just bite tunneling him. I don't know if you ever do that in Shuffle, where you just really mad at someone and you just want to kill them. Like, I can never kill people in real life, but in the game, when you really don't like someone, you can just kind of take out your frustration, and I feel like that's probably like a healthy outlet. But then you always have your imagination too, you know, whether it's like stabbing or whatever, you can strangle someone, I don't know. Now they're kind of scared, right? So I'm just going to sling a Void Torrent on whatever I can, get my 3 stacks of my Mind Trauma. Now we run in, push in, win the game. I have Shadow Crash available, dot everything at my feet. Probably need to get the fuck out of here though once they start getting back onto us. So the DK has kick, he's going to grip my Mind Blast. Don't have Disperse, so I don't really need to worry about getting kicked. They're both feared. I can free cast Mind Spike Insanity into a Mind Blast. Remember, your apparitions deal more damage to targets that are DP'd, so anytime you have a DP on a target, definitely good to free cast the Mind Blast and make those apparitions do juicy damn. I don't know what the best target technically is in this matchup. I think it's kind of just like whatever your DH is hitting. Really good that I don't get stunned here. I have Disperse now. I'm in Dark. Pump out a Flash Heal if I'm kicked on a full Shadow Tree. PI, Void Torrent, just gets completely melted. I had a Void Form coming up. The DH is saying that he can't use his spells and he's lagging, so I think we did alright there. You can see my damage breakdown was mostly like shadowy apps and just dots, really. At dots and apps, all you really need. Void Bolt generates apps, Mind Blast generates apps. Dot ticks generate apps, like just keep things dotted, do your rotation, you'll do big damn. I'm telling my friend that we can kill the Druid because he flopped like Seal. This Void Torrent is good. He melds it again. Gonna get precog with that meld, so shout out to the DH for faking the kick for me. Instantly get my dots on the 2 DPS, that's the main priority. Healer is like, if you can. Get into Void Form super early here. Now I'm going to dot the Healer. I should silence him out of this thing as well. And I stun the Evoker since we already stunned the Druid. DH has Blur, Evoker has Wall. Healer's technically the best target for me right now, but the Wall's about to fade. So I'm just getting some pressure rolling on the Dargon. 2 Mind Spikes are available. I should be able to spam some Mind Blast or something. Able to cast 1 before they get back to me. Dotting these 2 again. Void Bolt off cooldown, Devouring Plague, Catharsis, Instant Mind Blast proc. You can see it when they have kicks, I'm trying really hard not to just deal with them. Trigger the stun into Clone. I didn't realize he was casting on me, so good play by the Druid that died in the opener on my team and didn't press any cooldowns, but then decides to trank every time I face him. Totally chill. Have Mind Games available, good spell to bait kicks with, so he's going to kick me there, and now I can cast on this Evoker. I have Silence. I will combo my Silence with a stun, so I can fear him. Kind of overlapped it, but I realized in the moment what I was doing. Oh no, I didn't silence me yet. I still had silence. Okay, overkill right there. Overkill. Try to combo your CCs together. Always use them consecutively. Like I said, don't let them get the gap. I'm messaging my friend if they want that smoke. We got that smoke, and now I'm telling him that also he's gonna get that smoke. So just a little friendly competition. It's, you know, you're friends with someone when you can talk shit to them and they don't get mad. He said, "Unfortunate for you, I don't die." I said, your Druid will. Gonna do my max range Void Torrent, instant kicked. He kicks the Evoker, so now there's no kicks. Gonna be able to definitely get a Void form off super early this game. Dot these 2. I have to wait to fear the Druid until the Dragon's stun lands. If I fear and then he stuns, it'll break my fear, so does a ton of damage. Keeping dots on the Druid. DK shelled. DH is probably blurred, I don't see it. Maybe he blurred earlier. Back on the DK because he has no shell. He said he doesn't die, but I low-key do kill DKs, because like I said, the pets generate so many apparitions. I just have Insanity all game to use shit. Disperse and Guardian overlap, so I'm going to cancel this and just start casting Druid Tranks. Again, didn't do that when I played with him, but decides to do it every time I face him. And yeah, now we're trying to keep our dots up. Shadow Crash at the feed again soon, I think. Use this Fear really nicely. Druid's off stun DR. I just want him to peek me now and we can stun the Druid and kill him. So he comes out to me. Stun him. I have Silence as well. Fake both my games. Void Torrent, precog. Easy win. So that was a 5-1 lobby. And like I said, the one game we lost, Druid died in the opener. Hope you got some good tips off of that. I'm definitely a little rusty in playing bad, but when I'm able to, you know, top damage in this lobby and persevere. I do have another lobby that I 6-0'd, but it was not a full melee lobby. It was Warlock, Feral, Ret, and I feel like that's actually pretty solid for SP. So anytime with the Feral, I feel like I'm gonna win. Anytime I'm with the Lock, I'm gonna win. I just have to figure out a way to beat Demo Feral, I guess. So yeah, I can maybe make a video on this one, or I'll just keep queuing Shuffle and going from there. So thank you guys for watching, and I'm sure the next lobby will be a little bit higher MMR, and maybe I'll be playing better too. If you have any questions, definitely reach out, or if you're interested in coaching and upping your game, trying to push that last you know, barrier to get 2400, 2100, whatever it might be. There's something for everybody. Just check out my Discord and look at the coaching channel and see if that works for you. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching, and stay tuned for some more retail or kata content. Peace.